Need some help finding some edge in the prop market? Check out the PropsAI tool on the LineStar app, your one-stop shop for all the information you need to place smarter bets. Gain insights into player history, projections, and trends, along with sportsbook odds. You can even compare the lines across multiple sportsbooks using our prop finder. Get the edge with PropsAI today at LineStarApp.com and take your prop betting game to the next level. Good luck, and as always, bet responsibly. Welcome to the Free Snap Podcast, presented by LineStar, your top 3 player prop bets for Thursday Night Football's game. The Los Angeles Rams hosting the New Orleans Saints in what will probably be kind of a playoff game for both teams. Both teams sit 7-7 on the season. So you've got your 3 prop bets that are available on Underdog Fantasy, PrizePicks, Sleeper, and Chalkboard. And we'll also have your touchdown calls of the game. And then Tyler and I will both pick who's going to win the game. Tyler, this is a pretty good matchup between the Rams, who have won 4 of the last 5, and the Saints have also started to look a little bit better over the last couple games as well. What are you anticipating from this showdown?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting game. This Rams offense has been really, really good lately. So I'm interested to see how it does against that Saints D. And, I mean, that Saints offense is always a little bit of a question for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Derek Carr back there. Olave will be back. Chris Olave for the New Orleans Saints is supposed to be back this Thursday night. He was out. And their offensive tackle, Ryan Ramczyk, he was out week 15, but expected to be back in this one. More injury notes. Michael Thomas and Marshawn Lattimore are eligible to be activated off the IR this week, but they're not expected to play in this Thursday night. Short week for the Saints here, but it should be an interesting matchup. And when I looked at this matchup, I like the Rams in this game overall just because of the offense and how it's kind of rolling right now. The Rams are now favored by 4.5 points at home in this one. And you can see why. On the flip side, the Saints, at least to me, Tyler, haven't really beaten anyone that impressive. Their resume isn't exactly off the charts. And their strength of schedule has been one of the worst in the league, or the easiest schedules in the league. So what do you make of this matchup as we approach it from like a prop perspective and a handicapping perspective?
Yeah, I was very surprised to see the total being as high as it is. I just question that there's going to be that much offense. One of the things here is the Saints offense just hasn't been that good that year. They've really struggled at times to get things going. Yeah. And the D has actually been decent. So, you know, and with that Saints offense not being very good, the Rams don't really have to push it offensively to stay in the game. So I do question how high this total is, but, you know, I think it is going to be a competitive, interesting game to watch.
We haven't exactly seen a lot of Thursday night football games, you know, blow the lid off the over-under. So that's certainly something to watch for as well. But let's look at our prop bets. They are available again. Underdog Fantasy, PrizePicks, Sleeper, Chalkboard. Use the promo code LineStar for up to $100 of your first deposit match when you download those apps. And also the tool we're using as we look at these props, it's called the PropsAI tool. And you can find that on the LineStar app. It'll help you with all your research needs, but also it compares the LineStar's projections to what's out there in the sports books. And you can also compare the different lines across sports books as well, which is super helpful. So that's the tool we're using. Also, we have a contest going here on our YouTube channel. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel and comment below. One randomly selected commenter will win $60 if we go 3 for 3 on our prop picks. So got to be in it to win it. Comment below. Let us know where you're headed in this Thursday night contest. All right. We're going to start things off with LineStar's pick, our LineStar projection, which is that PropsAI tool. And then Tyler and I are going to give our best bet of the night. So let's start things off with LineStar's pick. We're going with Alvin Kamara over 29.5 receiving yards. As you can see, the LineStar projection, consensus projection, both with the over there. Kamara's averaging 40.5 receiving yards per game. He's gone over in 9 of 11 games. Now, the one thing to note here, Tyler, is that the Rams have allowed the fewest receiving yards to opposing running backs. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized they haven't exactly faced a lot of top 5 running backs. In fact, they've only faced one. They faced CMC. That was back in week 2. He didn't really have to be involved in the pass catching game because he just ran right over 100 yards on the ground against them. I see this as a good angle to play here. What about you?
Yeah, I don't mind this angle whatsoever. And I mean, Derek check down Carr does love targeting Kamara Kamara has multiple games of 10 plus targets, and this is a spot that he might want to do that a little bit more just to slow down that Rams front. Their defensive line can get pretty good. So I think Kamara is in a good spot to go over, and I mean he's averaging more yards, so why not hit it?
Yeah, I think from the game planning perspective of the Saints offense is they've had success when Kamara's getting involved in the offense. And I think that can usually lends itself to, you know, rushing or receiving. And I think it might just get him the ball in space and see what he can do. And when he gets rolling, that's when this offense starts rolling and Derek Carr can start to hit some of his other wide receivers as well. So I see this as a good play for the Saints running back here. All right, now it is time, Tyler, for you and I to give our best picks. Where are you headed?
All right, so last week the Tyler bump didn't work, but we're going back to it with Tyler Higbee over 2.5 receptions. It's a -125 in sportsbooks. Saints are allowing 4.8 receptions per game to the tight end. Higbee's averaging 2.9 per game. 9 of 14 tight ends have gone over this mark versus Saints this year, and our LineStar projection is 2.8. So it's kind of one of those spots where I feel like it checks all the boxes, not to mention on our matchup tool, we have them, you know, the Saints being 31st versus the tight end. So all in all, I think it's a great spot, and you're only scoring fantasy points if you're catching a pass. So I like the spot.
All right, for my prop bet, I'm going to the Rams running back Kyren Williams over 88.5 rushing yards. And Tyler, let me ask you this. Who is leading the NFL right now in rushing yards per game? It is not CMC. It is Kyren Williams with 95 rush yards per game. He's gone over that 88.5 rushing yards mark for the last 5 games, and that includes 3 teams that are top 12 in rush defense DVOA. Now he's going up against a Saints defense that ranks 24th in that category, not to mention 27th in opponent yards per rush attempt. Teams have been able to move the ball. Now, the Saints did a little bit better last week against Saquon Barkley. They were able to neutralize that offense, but this is a much different offense when you're facing Matthew Stafford, who ranks top 5 in big time throw percentage and can hit some of those big wide receivers. It's just a question of pick your poison with this offense in this one. And I think that if I'm trying to limit those big plays of Matthew Stafford, so I think that could open up some opportunities for Williams. Since week 12, which was Kyren Williams when he returned to the lineup, the Rams rush attack ranks 6th in expected points added per rush, 9th in success rate, top 5 in forced missed tackles per attempt, yards after contact per attempt, and explosive rush rate. They've been awesome. Now, again, I mentioned the Saints were able to shut down Saquon and haven't allowed a rusher over 88.5 rushing yards the last 3 games, but Kyren Williams, 953 rushing yards, 4th most in the NFL, on pace to become the Rams' first 1,000-yard rusher since Todd Gurley back in 2018. He's a different animal. If you watched him against the Commanders, the way he cuts and moves, great vision and patience as well, running behind a pretty good Rams offensive line. I like his spot here for today. Tyler, I know you are on the other side of this one, so why don't you share your reservations with this prop?
I think Kyron's a very good talent. I just think this line is very, very high. Only 2 running backs all season have been over this 88.5 line. And that was Jonathan Taylor, who put up 95, and Bijan, who put up 91. So both barely kind of getting over. I just think the line is very, very high. And I struggle to go over on that one.
Yeah, it's definitely a high line for him, but I just see it's kind of like one of those scenarios with this Rams offense where if you do kind of load up the box, try to stop the rush here, you're opening up yourself up to Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and those big plays. I don't know.
Yes.
If I'm looking at that, I'm trying to keep it in front, as most defenses have tried to do with this Rams team. Yes. So that's kind of where I'm leaning in this one, but totally agree with your perspective. It's a little bit high, but I feel like this could be a breakout game for Kyren Williams. Another one to add to his already pretty impressive resume. Also, the Rams in general have just been super impressive over the last 5 weeks or so. Like this offense, everything's kind of coming together. You've seen Matthew Stafford healthy. In fact, I mentioned the big time throw rate, 21.3%. 12 yards per attempt, 6 touchdowns on passes targeted, 10 plus yards downfield since week 12. All those are top 5 marks among quarterbacks. And when we talk about Matthew Stafford, I think, maybe a little underrated this season. He's really been, the Rams in general have been an impressive team coming into this season. Not really sure what to expect. They've got a lot of young players on the team, but it's been fun to watch over the last couple of weeks. The only game they've lost in the last 5 weeks has been to the Ravens. Basically, they lost it on that special teams mishap in overtime. So the way they were able to play against the Ravens, a really good defense. Looking forward to seeing what they've got for Thursday Night Football. Basically, kind of a playoff ticket on the line. 63% chance the Rams make the playoffs heading into Thursday night. So it'll be a fun game to watch. Again, PropsAI tool is the tool we are using, and make sure to check that out at LineStarApp.com. Make sure to do us a huge favor, like this video, subscribe to our channel, comment below. Comment enters you into a prop bets contest, 3 for 3, and someone's winning $60. We'll announce it on the next show. All right, now it is time for our touchdown calls of the game. Tyler, where are you headed for an anytime touchdown in this Thursday night football contest?
I gotta go to the Olave Garden. Chris Olave plus 210. Rams are giving up 0.8 touchdowns per game to the wide receiver. Olave has only had 1 red zone target over the last 4 weeks, but still over the last 8 weeks leads his team in red zone targets. They're going to go back to him. They know they need to, and I believe so. They do it this week.
All right. I like your Olave Garden pick there. I'm going to Cooper Kupp. My cup runneth over, Tyler. Plus 135 for a touchdown for Kupp. 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns in the last 3 games, 10 targets over the last 8 weeks. That's the most of anybody in this game. And I think that the Rams have a real advantage in this game on offense. The Saints rank 23rd in pass rush win rate. I think Stafford will have a little bit that extra time to find his receivers down the field, including Cooper Kupp in this one. I like his odds of a touchdown for this one, especially a little plus money for Cooper Kupp, who's been on fire lately. He's been getting open, like insanely open. It's just crazy. If you guys watched him against the Commanders, made them look absolutely silly. I think he's definitely a good bet for a touchdown in this one. All right, now it is time for us to take a look at the spread here. The Rams, it has moved from 4 to 4.5. Tyler, which way are you leaning in this matchup?
Let's go with the Rams.
All right, going with the Rams. I'm with you on
All
that
in.
one. Yeah. When I look at the Saints' resume, nothing jumps out to me. They've been inconsistent, haven't been very good against the spread all season. I believe, I can't remember what their stats is. I can look that up. But they haven't been good from a betting perspective. Derek Carr's been inconsistent. The defense has had some problems stopping the rush in this game, which I alluded to in my Kyren Williams pick. They've kind of struggled a little bit. So, and again, this offense for the Rams, credit to Sean McVay doing an excellent job putting this team together. People are healthy now. Cooper Kupp's healthy. Matthew Stafford's healthy. Kyren Williams healthy. This is not a team I'd want to be facing if I was an opposing defense, especially on a short week on the road in LA for the Saints in this one. Also, you've got Sean McVay, coaching genius. I like him. I like his odds here in this one.
Yeah,
going up against.
they're 6-4 with Kyren Williams in the game, and their losses have been to the Ravens, the 49ers, the Bengals with Burrow, and the Eagles. So they're only losing to elite teams,
right,
and beating everybody else. So I think they win this game once again.
All right, that's our picks for this week. Remember to check out the LineStar app, LineStarApp.com, and that PropsAI tool. Give us a like and a subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying our content, and let us know where you're headed in the prop market as well. Good luck in all of your Thursday night prop picks. Let's get that money. The holiday season is here. We got to buy everybody presents and cover all our credit card bills for next month. So let's go get that money. Good luck, everybody.
Have a good one, guys. Good luck.